How much money am I going to need to start this business and be successful? That is also probably one of the first 5 questions I'm always asked. And, not to sound like a broken record, this also implicates 280E, right? So what 280E says is, at its core, is that a marijuana business, a cannabis business, cannot take standard below-the-line deductions. You are effectively taxed on gross profit, which is revenue minus cost of goods sold. I don't want to get into the very specifics of how cost of goods sold can be accounted for in a cannabis business, but it needs to be addressed because as a general matter, what it means is that cannabis businesses will have a much higher effective tax rate than a non-cannabis business. And that needs to be taken into account when you put together your pro forma forward-looking financial statements. But because people pay me for my time and they're looking for a quick answer, as a general rule, I found after 10 years in this industry, you should have 18 months worth of operating expenses in the bank on day one. There's a number of reasons for this. One, you may have to be carrying occupancy charges, whether it's a mortgage, whether it's a lease, for 6 to 8 months before you're even able to generate, your first dollar. And you're going to have to be paying salaries. You're going to have to be paying for a lot of these operational expenses without the ability to generate revenue. One of the top 3 reasons that cannabis businesses fail are 1, undercapitalization, 2, you pick the wrong business partners, and 3, you fail to account for 280E from the beginning and you got hit with a massive tax bill and you don't have the cash to pay it. To take it back to the entity selection, if you feel you are undercapitalized and you may end up with a tax bill that you can't pay, then a C Corp looks pretty good because the tax liability lives and dies with the corporation, and there's the option to bankrupt the corporation, dissolve the corporation, do whatever you're going to do. And as a general matter, we haven't seen the IRS pursue individual shareholders unless they have a specific reason to do so. They suspect fraud, money laundering, etc. But when you plan your 18-month forward-looking pro forma budget, again, it's very important to understand that your tax liabilities are going to be much higher than maybe you've been running a smoke shop for 10 years and you think that you have a solid understanding of what operational expenses are for a retail operation in this space. But you really need to get with a cannabis-focused CPA who understands 280E and, more importantly, knows how to advise you to structure your business activities in a way that will mitigate its impact. So again, it's a question that doesn't necessarily have a dollar figure answer, more of a set of guidelines that you can use to come up with a figure based on your individual circumstances and your projections.